Welcome back to another episode of Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. In today's episode, I'm going to discuss and showcase Darth Maul's Zeta leader ability, and we're going to try some auto battles. I'm going to discuss his leadership, the mechanics behind it, and if it's overall best for you. The Sith have recently had 3 new additions added to the game, along with some buffs to existing Sith characters. But they are not the only ones that have been buffed this year. We have seen Resistance and First Order receive a huge buff. I'm pretty confident that Jedi will also receive a buff at some point. Let's discuss Darth Maul's Zeta leadership, and I really want to discuss the mechanics in this leadership. All Sith allies gain 20% evasion, gain 20% turn meter and stealth for 1 turn at the start of each encounter and whenever they evade or are critically hit. They can't be critically hit while stealthed and gain advantage for 2 turns whenever stealth expires. This stealth and turn meter from this ability ignores taunting allies. So let's break this down. At the start of every single battle, as long as you are running a Zeta Maul lead, what you're going to receive is 20% turn meter already filled. So all you have to do then is fill the remaining 80% turn meter. This will only apply to any Sith that you are running under a Maul Zeta lead. As you are now only required to build up the remaining 80% turn meter, you would then take your Sith character, his speed including mods, then times that by a 1.25. This will then give you your opening speed for your Sith characters. For an example, if your Emperor Palpatine had a 230 speed, you would then times this by a 1.25, and this would give you a total of a 287 first turn opening speed. Again, this is because you're only needing to fill 80% turn meter, as you already have 20% turn meter already fulfilled. The biggest flaw with this leadership is something that occurs before you even enter the battle. This would be your mods and the speeds that you can put on these characters to make them viable enough to beat other characters in the arena. The opening speed, you want as many Sith as possible going before a Boba Fett or even a TIE fighter pilot. If you are unable to take your Emperor Palpatine faster than the enemy team, I would suggest going and gearing Sith Assassin and using her ability Dark Shroud, where it's then going to give your Sith allies some turn meter, which is then going to allow them to go first in most cases. Sith Assassin fully geared has 151 speed, so it may be easier for you to mod this one character faster than your Palpatine to then go first and give the team that turn meter. Upon entering the battle, all your Sith are going to be stealthed and they're going to hit with their first attack that lands as a critical hit. The biggest counter to this is going to be a Rex leadership. Whenever an ally suffers a critical hit, all clone allies gain 15% turn meter and other allies gain half that amount. Your Sith team will start with the advantage buff and then using an area of effect attack, which is then going to crit on the 5 of the enemy characters, could potentially be giving Rex a 37.5% of turn meter. Then for non-clone, you could be then giving them an 18.75% of turn meter. This turn meter gain is more than enough for Rex to use squad discipline and cleanse the entire squad of debuffs and put tenacity up. On top of that, he's also going to provide himself and the rest of his fellow squad mates with extra turn meter from squad discipline. The irony of this is that a Rex team does not need lots of speed on them. They don't need to have speed that competes with you, because your Maul team will be feeding them turn meter throughout the battle. If your Emperor Palpatine is unable to stun Rex, then this is then going to allow him to put the tenacity up for the entire team. On the offense, you still may be able to overcome Rex, but on the defense, it will clearly be that Rex will most likely be the victor. The only ways that I can think that you can make this stronger on defense is having your Darth Maul being the fastest within your squad and making sure it is the fastest still on your shard. If you are able to get your Darth Maul to go first, what this is going to do is you're going to land an AoE Daze. This is then going to apply before any critical hits hit this Rex team. Once Daze has been applied to the enemy team, as long as it's present on these characters, they will not gain any turn meter from any critical hits. Again, it comes back to mods and RNG. You also have mirror teams where somebody else is running a Maul Zeta as well. The huge impact of this is that you could have yourself or the enemy team that has faster Sith, but the RNG in it makes that irrelevant. How it could play out: you go first, they dodge, they gain turn meter, they go next, you dodge, you gain turn meter, you go next, and it's going to be a back and forth battle of who can dodge, who can gain turn meter until the end of the battle. There is something I want to point out on screen right now, is the Boba Fett under the AI didn't go for the AoE ability block. Instead, it decided to use its basic, and this drastically changed the outcome of this battle. Without Boba Fett using his AoE ability block, it's allowed my team to use all their specials, including General Kenobi, and put Retribution up on my entire team. You could make the world's best and strongest arena defense, but if the AI doesn't use them correctly, then it's not going to work. My best advice that I can give is for you to check your mods and check your arena. See if you are able to overcome the speed between you and them if you had a Zeta Maul. You also need to make sure that you have Rex. This is extremely important to the progression of the game. If you had to choose between Maul and Rex, I would advise to go for Rex because of his leadership and what it brings to these debuffing and crit teams. The great thing about Rex is that you don't need to have lots of fast mods on your characters or even own god mods or anything close versus the Maul Zeta. It's all about his leadership, and that turn meter is quicker than speed. So what is your thoughts? Have you found this video helpful today? Let me know in the comments below. If you have enjoyed this video, then please make sure that you use your force powers to hit that like button, and if you haven't already subscribed, then please subscribe to my channel. Thank you very much for watching. I'm thesmithied. May the force be with you always.